A lot of you are at the point right now that you need to begin your MCAT studying and preparation and trying to figure out which book set is the best or which book set you should buy. And there are a lot of options out there, and you're trying to figure out which one will work best for you. And I hope to give you a few pointers and a little insight into these books. I really liked Kaplan. The books were concise, they were to the point. They didn't go too in depth into the principles, but they covered it adequately. The writing style is professional, the explanations were clear and easy to understand. The book has wide margins where you can take notes, and there are little key concepts that help you understand what you're learning. So my recommendation is that if you feel comfortable with the MCAT material and not feel overwhelmed by it, and you understand it and you can score decently on it, this would be a good set for you. The Princeton Review is very similar to Kaplan in the writing style and in the layout. They have excellent content review, and it goes more in depth than the Kaplan books. They'll go more in depth into the principles, into like deriving equations and things like that for physics. But the writing style is still clear and concise. The Princeton books use colorful graphics, which I really liked. It's kind of a nice break from the monotonous black and white paragraphs that you're reading. So kind of my summary of the Princeton books is that they offer an more in-depth look than Kaplan, but an in-depth look at the principles and information on the MCAT. Sometimes it's a little too much in-depth if you already understand the material, and they have good practice questions. So if you feel like you need to brush up on your science skills, but you still are confident in your ability to relearn these principles quickly, this is probably the book set for you. Let's move on to exam crackers. Exam crackers are very in-depth and they're very knowledge intense, and the books are thin, but they are full of information and questions. It's a lot of good practice material. And if you open the book to any page, there's a lot of color and graphics, and they have a cartoon named Sparky, and they do a great review of all of the material. Berkeley Review was very different from the rest in that it was really practice heavy. They had a lot of practice questions, and that was the strength of those books. My summary is that Berkeley provides a very in-depth black and white representation of the MCAT material, but they provide excellent practice material, excellent practice questions, and like mini tests that you can take for each section. So I recommend Berkeley for its questions, but not for its content review. Those are the 4 book sets that I used. That's my quick synopsis of each. I hope that I was able to answer maybe some questions or give you some insight. I go more in depth in the article I wrote on Pre-Med FAQ, so you can go find that, read it, and hopefully you get an idea of what book set would work best for you.